Number three, you need a real physical office to rank well on Google Maps. So this one is super important. I do training specifically on Google My Business because it is so important, now called Google Business Profile. You'll still catch me saying Google My Business because it's been that way for so long. So the Pigeon update really focused on the Google Maps system and made sure that all local map listings made sense, that they were real locations, no fake addresses anymore. They started filtering out UPS stores, mailboxes, etc., virtual offices. I had a lady the other day tell me her web told her to go get a PO box at the post office, but don't use the PO box address. Use the physical address of the post box of the office, and then say suite number 724 or whatever her box was. Try to trick the system. Doesn't work. They get it. They know where the post offices are, right? But any of those types of locations, Google does not those as a real physical office because it isn't. Now, there are ways around that within reason. For the most part, if you're working from home, you list your home address. And while a lot of people freak out at that, it's really not that bad. I've had my home address listed for around 12 years now. And in that time, I had one person show up, to ask a question. Now, there are ways around that too. You could actually list your home address and then tell Google not to show your home address and just kind of draw a map around the area, 25 or 50 mile radius or whatever it is that you do. You can do that. The chances of you showing up in the Google 3-pack are reduced if you do not show a physical address. So that's very important. You can hide the address, but if you do, chances are you will show up less often. And you do need a real physical office in the city you want to rank. So sometimes clients will rent a closet from a friend who has a warehouse or something in something like that. Another way that you could do it is co-working spaces. A lot of co-working spaces, they have a receptionist. They will receive mail there, and you can rent, a cubicle for once a month, just enough to get that physical listing. That's another way to do it. Dan says my home address is in HOA, no public access. Yeah, but you still have a home address where they can send a postcard to, I would assume. Actually, that would probably be an even better situation because then people wouldn't show up at your home because they couldn't. But you could use mail sent to your home, I'm assuming. So the whole reason that you have to have a physical address is because the first thing Google's going to do is send you a postcard with a PIN number on it. And that postcard has to go to the real business address. And of course, you'll get that postcard, you put in the PIN number, that verifies your listing. So that's why we're talking about a couple ways around it. Now, in the last year or so, Google has dumped a ton of resources into the Google Business Profile area. They changed the name of it from Google My Business. They've been adding a lot of features. Some of you may have seen that you can actually edit your profile live in Google now versus going to the business platform, which you had to do in the past. In some cases, we just had a client who had to take pictures of the front of their location that had signage on it, permanently affixed signage. So, they're starting to get a little more specific about what businesses they're listing. In one case, they wanted them to actually pull up their phone and make a video of them walking through their workroom, things like that. So obviously it depends on what you do, but this is definitely getting a lot more attention. And here's the thing, ranking in that 3-pack of results is huge. We have clients that in some cases, 70% of their leads are coming from Google My Business. These are people who are not even visiting their website and engaging with their business, picking up the phone and calling them, sending them a text message, something like that. So it is very important to have this figured out, with the address type situation or some sort of physical address. All right. What else has changed? Old-fashioned SEO no longer effective. I kind of already alluded to this with things like, white text on white background. There really are no more shortcuts anymore. Another one that was years and years ago was a meta tag called the keyword tag. And web developers would ask you, hey, what's a list of 10 keywords that you guys want to rank for? And they would plug those into that keyword tag in the back end. And basically it would say, hey, Google, here's the 10 things our website is about. But people figured out really quick that they could put in Paris Hilton, and Britney Spears and these things that had nothing to do with their business, but they knew by putting those things in that they would rank higher in, quite honestly, searches that didn't even make any sense, but people would do it. So that keyword tag is gone, not even relevant anymore. The big thing here is it's all about user experience. The user needs to be able to find the information that they want. They need to be able to find it easily, and it needs to match searcher intent. So this talks back to content being king. So the more content you can create around different topics, when somebody is searching for that topic, you help them answer that question. Google sees that fact that they didn't come back or they didn't do any more searches. They assume that means you answered the question, and that helps you rank a little bit higher, which is pretty interesting as well.